in the usual way, but there were planes to catch and bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away, and he was talking for I knew it, and as it grew, he'd say, I'm gonna be like you, Dad, you know I'm gonna be like you. And the cats and the tail and the stew. Daddy don't know it, man, but we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. My son took the other day. He said, thanks for the ball, Dad, come on, let's play. Can you teach me to throw? I said, not today, I got a lot to do. He said, that's okay. And then he walked away and smiled at him and said, I'm gonna be like him. Yeah, you know I'm gonna be like him.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Senior Vice President, Nissan Sales and Marketing and Operations, Nissan North America, Fred Diaz.
Well, good morning, Chicago. You know, 11 days ago, during the second quarter of the most watched Super Bowl in history, Nissan aired our With Dad spot. And beginning with the commercial, it was a big game after nearly a 2-decade hiatus, and it was truly a labor of love for well over a year to bring that spot back. And during our big game, we connected our passion for cars with our genuine love of family. And we delivered a message that Nissan clearly understands the struggles that Americans experience as we all attempt, every one of us in this room today, to find that happy medium between work-life balance. And in support of those ideals, we also donated $1 million to Habitat for Humanity and the Wounded Warrior Project. And why did we do that? Because we wanted to bring these two amazing organizations and groups together to benefit our Wounded Warrior veterans as they reintegrate into civilian life, while at the same time also helping families live the American dream of owning their own home. And with our breath held and our fingers crossed, after over 22 million views, we are anxiously awaiting the final results of Google's YouTube Super Bowl ad blitz, which we hope will be announced tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. And if you're closely watching the commercial when it aired or sometime after it aired, you may have noticed that we gave a sneak peek of two never-before-seen cars. Well, we brought the first car featured in that commercial with us today, the Nissan GTR LMP1 NISMO Racer. And I'm kind of guessing that based on what you see here, you can probably guess which sheet it's under up here on the stage. Now, NISMO's Darren Cox will tell you a little bit more about it in just a minute. And the second vehicle that we previewed in that spot was our all-new next-generation Maxima. And I'm also guessing that you can probably tell that the vehicle under this sheet is not the Maxima. You're going to have to wait until the upcoming New York show in order to see the new Maxima in person. But what I can tell you 100% is that it is an absolutely stunning vehicle that embraces Nissan's commitment to providing innovation that truly excites. But today, I want to talk to you about a potential future vehicle that fits right in with the collection of NISMO vehicles that you see all around you in this showroom today. NISMO, as you know, brings racing performance, style, and technology to the streets with our Juke NISMO, our 370Z Coupe, and of course the ultimate bad boy, the GTR NISMO. But you know, there's one thing missing, an old school sports car convertible. Well, it just so happens that we already have a 370Z Roadster in our portfolio. But what if we gave it the full-on NISMO treatment? Ladies and gentlemen, please take a look at the Nissan 370Z NISMO Roadster concept. Now, while this vehicle is currently a design study, I think you can definitely see the potential for this vehicle as a true production model. First, we've injected all the performance equipment from a 370z NISMO coupe, but we souped it up with 350 horsepower, NISMO-tuned suspension and exhaust, sports brakes, an engine compartment brace, the entire works. And for the interior and exterior, we've given it the NISMO look and feel. There's also a complete package of aerodynamic NISMO body pieces, fascias, lights, wheel arches, and extensions, along with a unique spoiler. And the wheels are custom painted 19-inch forged raised design. And of course, with the Roadster, the interior is always on display when the interior top is down. And this one is an absolute beauty. There's a NISMO gauge cluster and steering wheel, custom door panels, and a special NISMO seat edition. Now, today's not exactly weather that you would drive this convertible in, but I think you can imagine the possibilities once the spring and summer roll around. I'll welcome you up to take a look in just a few minutes, but right now, it's time to talk racing. NISMO-powered racers have been a dominant force in the Le Mans P2 class for a number of years, but in 2015, we are totally going to go for it all. We will change the established competitors with the overall win in LMP1 with an exceptionally innovative design. And here to tell you all about it, please welcome to the stage Mr. Darren Cox. Darren.
Thank you, Fred. Welcome everyone to NISMO World that you can see around us. As Fred said, we've got a number of our current cars here and this new design concept. And as Fred's already said, we've got an amazing car underneath this sheet here. And it's here for the first time in public at this show, which is quite unusual. But then showing a racing car for the first time in a Super Bowl ad is pretty unusual. Nissan really is living the innovation that excites mantra. And we're also doing that with the design of the car as well. This project has been launched at the Super Bowl. It's being seen here first in North America, but this very much has Japanese DNA. It very much is a NISMO. NISMO is 30 years old, and we're very, very committed to the North American market. As such, we have our president of NISMO, Miyatani-san, has flown here from Japan to be at this event today, and you'll be able to see him later on. So let's take a look at this car that we go to Le Mans for the first time in a number of years to take on the big guys at the front of the world's most famous race. Ladies and gentlemen, the Nissan GTR LM NISMO. As you can imagine, this has been a labor of love for our engineers, and it's a global set of engineers from around the world, of course, led by our Japanese DNA, as I mentioned before. But the car's being tested in the US, the car's being tested right now. And Fred mentioned the weather here, but the weather in Florida is a little bit better, so we're not actually testing it in Chicago. But of course, this is a truly global team with people from Japan, the US, France, the UK. The race that everyone focuses on, of course, is the world's greatest race, the Le Mans 24 Hours, the toughest challenge in motorsport against some of the toughest brands. And we want to take them on. This is one of Nissan's biggest motorsport projects in its 80-year history, and we're very excited to be part of it and show you the car for the first time. Fred mentioned before the bad boy, if you like, the GTR NISMO, that's been a fantastic success, both on track and also certainly at the Nürburgring with the lap record that we had there, but it's been a fantastic sales success as well. Well, this, if you like, is its big brother. And it shows that there is a crossover between our road cars and our racing cars, and that is the spirit of NISMO, to bring the smell of the NISMO factory to your road cars. And really, something like this big Le Mans project really drives innovation on the road. Our successes in Japan in the Super GT Championship with our engineers who help on the road car aerodynamics and suspension. Of course, Le Mans is not just about going fast, it's also about being efficient. And that's why the new rules within the Le Mans class are so interesting to us. This car also has hybrid power as well, as it's V6 twin-turbo 3-litre engine. The rules really make sure that you have to innovate in this class, and we think we've got something that will challenge at the front. As you can see, we've done something different. The engine, if you like, is in the wrong place, but we think it's in the right place, and we'll be happy to tell you about that. And that's something else that's different, to be innovative. We want the fans to be involved in this project. No longer can we close the garage doors. We want you to show you all about this car. And if you look online and on our social media, there really is a lot of information about this car already. We want to share it with you and the fans. But it's not just about the car. The way that we choose our drivers is changing as well. Imagine if we'd have announced today that 2 of our drivers at Le Mans 3 or 4 years ago were driving PlayStations. Well, that just happened. We've got one of them here today, Jan Mardenborough, who 3.5 years ago was racing on a PlayStation. He won a competition called GT Academy that we hold with PlayStation, and now he's a professional driver racing at Le Mans 24 hours. He'll be here to be able to talk to you over the next few minutes and couple of hours about his journey from sofa to Le Mans. With that, I'd like to hand back to Fred to close out and tell you a little bit more about Nissan and Nismo.
Thanks, Darren. Hey, man, congratulations to you and your entire development team. This is an absolute amazing piece of technology and machinery. And by the way, Darren, it looks like you're going to have to start dusting off some space for some more trophies in the very near future. So, ladies and gentlemen, Nissan is a brand on the move. Following our record sales performance in 2014, we continued the momentum in January of 15 and beyond. Already this year, we have shown you the new Titan XD full-size pickup, which will hit the showrooms at the end of the year. And much like this GTR LMP1 racer, the Titan XD is guaranteed to shake up the status quo. With its heavy-duty capacity and its light-duty drivability and comfort, truckers all across America will definitely get the picture of our new American Titan. And of course, right around the corner this spring, our flagship Maxima is also going to shake up the large sedan segment. We're definitely raising the bar on performance, technology, on this hot 4-door sports car sedan. And we absolutely cannot wait. Folks, thank you for being with us today. Have a great show, a great year, good luck, and God bless you all. Darren, Miyatani-san, Jan, come on up here. Let's take some pictures with this beautiful machine.
We're live at the Chicago Auto Show. Yeah. He knew. President of North America. Everybody's here today. Take a look, join us, as we're very proud to be a part of the Nissan family. We'll be right back with Talking Cars.
All right. Good. Thank you, everyone.
Jan, can I get you for a sec?
The car behind you here. What's the great thing about having this car here at the Chicago Auto Show?
Well, I think it's different to how people normally launch race cars. You've seen even the Formula One teams these days roll the cars out the back of their trucks, but we wanted to bring the car to the fans and to the public, and also try and, if you like, reawaken the North American public about the great race that Le Mans is. You know, people still probably think that Steve McQueen was the last person to race at Le Mans, and we want to show them that the race is still there, it's legendary, and that there's some fantastic cars that are around that are you know, at the high end of technology, and we wanted to bring it to the public.
Do you think that this type of exposure for the Le Mans cars kind of gets the millennials thinking about Nissan as a brand for them?
I think so, but of course, you know, with our program at PlayStation, the GT Academy, we've got those young guys looking to try and be race car drivers that could never even imagine that that would be the case a few years ago. So I think everything we try and do is you know, aimed at not just the millennials, but you know, the new marketplace. With social media, people don't want to be behind the garage door. They want to be involved. They want to be having Twitter conversations with our drivers. They want to understand what the car does. They want to see the data on the car. And motorsport doesn't do that at the moment. Motorsport closes the garage door, and our job is to open the garage door and get people more engaged in motorsport, not just to become spectators, but actually to become involved in the program. And we're going to do a lot more of that over the coming months, and you'll see a lot more of Nissan showing technology behind the scenes of motor racing.
How close is this model to the actual final production? Usually when we see things previewed, there's tweaks that haven't been made, particularly for aerodynamics. So are we expecting some other changes?
This is basically the Le Mans spec aerodynamics that you see on the car there. You know, Le Mans is a very particular race circuit. It's got a lot of straights, so the car is very slippery. It's got low drag. But after Le Mans, then we'll change the car in terms of its aerodynamics to a higher downforce configuration for circuits like the Circuit of Americas and Austin, because it's a very different circuit to Le Mans. But this what you see here is basically the Le Mans spec car. But of course, we're testing, so things change. You know, I was speaking to the team this morning. They're changing the ducting on the brakes, for example. But that's just. These things are called Le Mans prototypes, and that genuinely is what it is. They are prototypes, and we're changing them all the time.
Now, more broadly on the NISMO.
I just wondered what you thought.
Are we looking at you or in the camera?
Just you can look at me. So, what does it mean to have a presence here for Nissan at the Chicago Auto Show?
The Chicago Auto Show, I mean, to be here is incredibly important. Everyone knows that this is by far the biggest venue and the most traffic from a personnel standpoint auto show in the entire country. The number of people that come through this show is huge. So when you have an opportunity to showcase these beautiful race cars and the technology that then comes into the street vehicle that people buy, you don't miss that opportunity.
Do you think that the race car that you're showing here is going to be a good way to appeal to like the millennials, get them excited about Nissan as a brand?
Definitely, and that's why we featured it in the Super Bowl spot, to show this spot in the middle of the Super Bowl to over 114 million people, and then the 22 million ad blitz YouTube views that have happened on the vehicle, and showing this and showcasing it in that kind of form, I think tells the millennials of the world that, hey, this company is hip, it's happening, it's cool, and I want to know what's going on with the Nissan brand. And millennials is a big part of where we go, particularly with our styling. When you look at the styling of our vehicles, we take risks with our designers. They're not afraid to take risks, and that's why our vehicles are the best style vehicles in the market.
Great, thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Where is home, by the way?
Well, I will. Nice to meet you. Good luck.
you can feed. You can.
Sure.
Not feed.
Right. Exactly. Because the diffuser really worked out well, and then the wing. So that's painted carbon fiber.
Yeah, I mean, that's the true custom behavior. I feel like when you do does that, and then